Test, test,
He's
test.
rotated just enough over the years to meet the requirements of the FIA without destroying the track's essential character.
I guess it's working.
The
Can
circuit's
someone in
final
chat
name is
confirm?
Interlagos and
Okay,
operates
nice.
on 4 speeds in
Well,
between lanes.
ladies and
The
gentlemen,
circuit's given its
boys and
name due to
girls,
two named
here we
trees
are
around the
with the
area that were originally
12th
used to
round
drink and
of
for electric power.
SFR. Today we have Brazil, a very nice circuit, of course, with a lot of high-speed corners and a very technical sector
So
too,
Pierre
um,
Gasly, Carlos
where the
Sainz,
driver
and
can
Paulo,
really
first ever F1
show
podium
his
winners
potential, of
at the
course. Let's
2019 Brazilian Grand
fix
Prix.
all
The last
this
time two drivers with the first podium finish in the
and
same race
see who
was
is
back in
going out
1994.
first. So we do not have our championship leader at the moment, Cookie. He is not attending today, but we do have
At just
Ruleton from Miller Cringe is reserving now for Aston Martin. And we have we have Wops driving the Red Bull. I didn't know that. That's very funny. So he's taking the spot of Cookie. Let's see if he can be as quick as Cookie is. I doubt it. No offense, Wops. And we have also Fico here driving as a reserve in the Mercedes. Yeah, I will lower the. Is the game sound better now, Gizmo? Put it a bit. Still a bit too loud. Okay. Oh yeah, I can do that as well, of course. We'll put the effects a bit lower on 5. Maybe that's better. As Fico is now starting his first lap through the center S's, he goes and he nails those pretty good. Can very easily invalidate in Brazil, so we might see some 3-second time penalties in the race and sprint race as well. As he sets a purple first sector, being one of the first drivers on the lap. So did we want it like this? As Big Sauce puts in a 198. I don't really have a cool clue with our like fast laps, but I reckon we get into the 1.8s. Yeah, as often Kartoffel already does. I think, is that Mito speed? No. Let's see what Fico here can do. Getting a small slipstream from a Haas. See if he can already get into the 1.7s maybe. I don't know what his pace is going to be like. He puts in a 186, being 4 tenths behind the Ferrari. As Mito Speeds already also puts us with his Alfa Romeo on P3, and also 7 Echo putting it on P4 with the Alfa Tauri, which is a very good job. As Bandish Band now overtakes Fico. Let's see if we can catch Ruletorn on the lap maybe. No, he's not started yet. Nikon reserving also in the McLaren today, taking my spot. Let's see what he can do today. He might match Henry's speed, although Henry has his last 2 races were very good results for him, so that's of course very nice to see. As I think Max is now crossing the line. Oh no, that's cringe. Yeah, Max crossed the line. He puts it on P2, being only 1/10 away from the Ferrari, so he does a very good first lap, and that is probably enough to go through, as we have a bit of traffic into the last corner. But let's see what Nikon can do. if he can maybe put it on top 3 spot. Would be very good for him. He puts it in P6. Very nice from Nikon there. And let's see if he now can drive on board with one of the best drivers of SFR in my opinion, Ulator, in the Ferrari. I reckon he can maybe get into the 1.7 as he puts in a purple first sector, but the game is always a bit glitchy with that, so we don't really know if it's a purple sector from him. As he goes through this corner, is he shifting back to 6? He is, and then you want all the rotation and your back end needs to be stable in those corners. You won't want to touch the grass on the inside there because you lose a lot of grip. It's hugging the inside here very much, so you can get wide on exit. And then this is a bit of an awkward corner as well. You don't really want to be on that curb, and you want to take as much speed as possible into this last corner and then a very, very long straight. Let's see if he has a good exit. He misses the apex a bit, but it's no problem. As Minico also put his Aston Martin on P2. Very impressive for Minico. Having a really good season so far. Let's see what Rulleton can do. Puts in a 177, 5 tenths clear of his teammate. Very, very good good job by Rulleton over here. Very quick lap. But let's see who can bring the battle. Is the stream a bit quiet? Okay, like the game sound, you mean neutrals? They confirm that? It's a bit soft. Can put it up a bit. You guys just tell me if it's good or not. We have Zombo on the lap. And we also have Thread Racer, who's doing a very impressive job by putting the Haas in the P5 spot. Let's see what Zombo can do. I don't know, I think he might be on the... Is he on the push lap? We don't know. He was 1.2 seconds slower than Rutten in the first sector, so I might think he's doing a... Yeah, he's doing a warm-up lap as he's regaining some ERS as well. Cringe is now starting his lap, as he did one on the inters first, so he needs to let one in. Not invalidating here, very important. And then the first DRS zone, or the second one, I don't know, you want to see it like that, and he's improving already 8 tenths. Very good first sector by Cringe, only a tenth slower than Rutten, so that's looking good. Let's see if he can match his teammate Minico, who's been absolutely on it this season from the get-go. He was a reserve driver for the beginning of the season, and then he took, I think, FICO's spot with some a bit of drama in the Aston Martin team. But it's F1, so you always have the drama. And Cringe is 3 seconds up, so that will put him on 9, but I reckon he probably get into the 8 lows or 8 mids. That'll put him in front of Thread Racer or around that, so I say he gets P4 or P8. Let's see what Cringe can do. Puts it on P5 as I predicted, between Thread Racer and Max Martin in. And Kagoda is still in the pits with 8 minutes left, so he has to get out and put in a lap. I don't know if he has a QUALI ban, but yeah. As Henry has put his McLaren up to the top 5, a very good lap by him. So we have Mito Speed here starting a lap now. As he loses it, but he keeps. Ooh, Henry is on the out lap, so that's not a worry. Or was it Nico? No, it was Henry. And now he does not commit a war crime, we hope. He's just letting the car roll out as Nikon passes by on his outlap, and now he can turn the car, and he has all the space to go, but he's still waiting. Now you have to wait, because there it will pass an AlphaTauri now, and now he rejoins the track. Very well done by Mitos. Not the spinning part, but Heiko is coming into the pits. I reckon he went on. He did a double lap with his used tire already, but I think he will be fine. Henry is going into the pit, and we have Oppenkartoffel, which I find a very weird name. So we're just going to call him the Ferrari. And he is finishing a lap. Let's see what he can do. Is he improving? He's 44 thousandths up on his time, so he needs to get a good exit out of here. But I don't think he's going to improve, because it's very hard to just improve on something which is almost flat out. And he's going into the pits. Banish Ban is still warming up, and then Nikon just put in a lap, and Vitos is going again because of course he spun, so he has to go. Oh, it's a short quali, of course. Oh, what am I saying? I thought it was a full quali. I'm so stupid. So for now we have 2 Ferraris up front and then Minico in third, or Martin P4. And I think Kogoda then is not qualifying, as Mittels makes the same mistake in the same corner, and I think Rulatorn is now passing by, but Mittels parked his car up there very nicely. He can make that mistake every single time. Let's see what Rulatorn here can do. Already on P1, so he just wants to secure a better time. I think he can still gain some in the last sector, because he missed the apex quite a bit. He's going very smoothly through this corner, gaining so much speed. Very good exit, no wobbles at all. Let's see if he's up. He's up by a tenth, and now he hits the apex a bit better. Can accelerate a bit better as well, and then he will probably improve on his time. We might see him go into the 175s. Let's see if we get some confirmation here from Bullatorn. As he puts it in with his 175 low. That's an absolute banger of a lap. Almost 7 tenths clear of P2 of his teammate. So yeah, Bullatorn is really putting in the effort today. So Max is now has also done a lap. I think he either or he didn't. Yeah, he did, and the gap is actually more than 6 tenths. My math is not that good. As Kogoda retired from the quali session, so I think he had a quali ban then. Good to know. As we have no one on the lap now. Threat race is still in P8. We have Sombo on the lap, I think. Yeah, he's starting one now, and Max is not doing one, I think. No, he's 3 tenths down, so that's not going to work for him. Let's see what Zombo can do. Just put in a 110, but I think he goes for another one. Yes, he's improving by 2 tenths. It's quite a bit. As he wants to improve a lot as well, he needs to gain over 5 tenths to close that gap to P7, and I reckon he wants to get up to P13, P14. That would be a mega job with the AlphaTauri. He's going through these corners pretty nicely. Tries to hug the inside a bit too much maybe, but he's getting a good exit, using his low gears to have as much traction as possible. Let's see how much he's up by 4 tenths, so he needs to gain a little bit to get up to a higher spot. Let's see where Zombo will put it up. Will he overtake Big Solos? Oh, he's going into the pits. That's a touche. Threat Racer still warming up. The other Haas is now on the lap. Don't know how to pronounce that name. I think it's Ryu or something. I think people are saving a set of socks as well. Kogoda doesn't have a quali ban, just some weird stuff. Well, I think he might start from the back, but I think he can do a pretty good job knowing Kogoda. Our 3-time champion, and one of the most, one of the best drivers. Such a high racecraft, knows to do what on which time at the exact moment. But exactly as Gizmo say, Hamilton sprint incoming, he might do that. That would be very insane if he pulls that off. Let's see what the Haas can do. I think a lot of people try to save one set of softs so they can use that in the sprint, as it's only 11 laps. As Ryu puts it on P10, very good lap by him. The Haases are doing very well. As Strat Race is also in P8, of course, also on a lap. But I want to see if Max Martin can gain over 6 tenths towards Ruletorn. I don't want to take away or discredit the ability of Max, but it's a very big gap, so he had to make a very big mistake then on his previous lap to regain some time. I think Ruletorn might pull a Vettel and Max Verstappen and stay in the pit as Strat Race is not improving. And Nikon is now on the lap, and everyone is on out lap, so we'll give it a watch on the top 5 drivers. Well, Fico is on the lap actually. Let's see what Fico can do. Cuts those corners very nicely and has a very good exit as well. In the Mercedes, doing a great job. Had a bit of an unfortunate race in Zandvoort, but is doing good now. He's also 1.5 tenths up, so that's very much. He needs to ace this second sector now to really get up to P2. I think that's his aim maybe. Let's see, as he's navigating these corners pretty good, cutting that inside very nicely as well, and then keeps a high minimum speed over here and a good acceleration. Hopefully he does not get impeded. I might have the feeling he does. Oh, please move. Yeah, okay, that's pretty good. Fine. Let's see how much he improves in this second sector. It's up by 2.5 tenths. He needs to gain a bit in the last corner to get up to P2. But I reckon it will be like P3 or P4 either way. As he will now cross the finish line. Let's see where Fico puts it. Puts it on P4. Pretty good lap. I think he will be quite satisfied. As the Ferrari of Kartoffel is now putting in a lap, but Ruletorn is also putting in a lap. Let's see who crosses the line first. That's Max. Can he improve? He does improve by 1.5 tenths. Going into those 1.7. That's very good from Max. Rula is already up by 70,000. This guy, he keeps breaking some limits. Let's see, it's just so smooth how he drives, hitting those apexes so nicely. Again, everything is just pitch perfect. Cutting this very much as Minico puts his Aston Martin into P3. That's very impressive for Minico as well. As Kartoffel then overtakes him again, 2,000 shortly of P2, and then Ruletorn is 1/10 up. Let's see what Ruletorn can put in now. As Banish will also cross the finish line. Henry has put it in P6. He will be pretty satisfied with that. And Ruletorn puts in a 1.74. That sets the margin for this race weekend. Fico is not doing any laps. Thread Racer is also improving. He might get up to P6 because he's improving by quite a bit. Let's see what Thread Racer can do here. Is he putting that Haas, that awful Haas on P6? Would be very nicely. If he does, and he does, a 1.82 from Thread Racer. That's very impressive. Very impressive stuff. So we have Big Sauce here getting a very big slipstream from my Aston Martin, I think. Is he still on the lap? I think he's going to pit. Yes, he does. Ladies and gentlemen, that is qualifying. As we have Ruletorn on P1, Max Martin on P2, Kartoffel on P3 with the weird name, Minico on P4, Fico in P5, Thread Racer, yeah, maybe the underdog or the most impressive qualifier, P6, Henry in P7, Grinch in P8. I know for a fact that he's not satisfied with that. Bandish putting in the Alpine in P9 is also very impressive. Mitas in the Alpha in P10, so also very good. And then Nikon with a bit of, oh, he's lagging a bit, but that's maybe on my side. But not the best qualifying on P11. And the game is deciding to cut me out. And we'll give it a look at the race director as well. The incidents. not that much. And pit stops. So as I already said, Nikon P11, Ryu P12 with the Haas, also very impressive. Alex P13 with the Williams, Ixis P14, Wops P15 with the Red Bull. That's not pretty good. Big Sauce P16, Zombo P17, P18 for 7 Echo. And then our Mercedes driver Kagoda, 3-time champion or 4-time, I don't know, P19. So he has to make the comeback. As we now wait for the drivers to load through the loading phase. Yeah, there's no cookie in this race. So we have a different winner than Cookie in the Red Bull. And Wops is replacing him, our veteran. As we have the red lights, 5 red lights are on. And away we go in the Brazilian Grand Prix. Let's see who has a good start. As Ruleton has a very good pull away. And Max Martin slots in behind. Let's see how it all goes. As there's a bit of a collision in the back. Fico up to P5. And now trying to go maybe make it 3 side by side. As we have an overtake from Off the Kartoffel. No, Off Kartoffel gets overtaken by Minico, who slots his Aston Martin in front. As we have a collision in the back. And we have Kagoda with no front wing damage, and we have Zombo also with he has front wing damage. And now hell is breaking loose. Do we have a safety car? No, we don't. As Strat Racer's now going side by side with Henry here. As Henry has the inside, he has to let it run right, and then he overtakes him. As Henry now has P6, overtaken Strat Racer, who had a pretty good qualifying, but now he's going up to the inside. There's no space, and Henry still keeps the position. So we go to the TV cam to have a bit more clarity on who is where. Ruletorn 5/10 away by Max Martin, but Max Martin is still being very close as Threat Racers, or now Formula Cringe is now trying to overtake Henry. He's almost losing it, and he has Banish Pan inside, who is doing a very good job. And we get a shitty camera angle of Cody. It's very lovely. As Henry and Threat Racer are going side by side again. Still going side by side. Now Henry has to concede, but because you can't go side by side through this corner. Fico is closing into Often Kartoffel. And Max Martin is still in the DRS zone as Kagoda now retired his car. And Wops has rejoined, so that's good news for him. As Henry now has lost the DRS towards Fico, so there now you have a big train over here. But yeah, Max now needs to push the ERS button, but he's already losing the DRS. No, he slots in behind Ruletorn. Maybe he can follow him, but I don't think he can because he's using a lot of ERS, and I reckon Ruletorn is saving his ERS. So yeah, Strat Race is still 4/10 close to Henry, as we have an overtake here from Nikon on the outside of Alex. Very nice overtake. We go back to Threat Racer, not going to overtake Henry over here, I think. Nope, he's slotting in behind, outbraking himself a bit. We have a little train here with Banish Pan for the Cringe, Mythos, Ryayu, Ixis, Nikon, Alex, 7 Echo. Then we have the first big gap, Wops, Sauce, and Zombol. Oh, what happened over there? As Alex has made a mistake and now is P15. Made a big mistake, maybe a collision with 7 Echo, we don't know. Does Nikon have damage? He might have, to be honest. No, he doesn't look from this camera angle. It's hard to say, but his wing is intact on this camera angle, so we don't know. Fico is now still very close to Offerkartoffel, as Offerkartoffel is probably going for the move on Minico. That's the easy pass. Just flying by with the Ferrari engine. Nothing Minico can do. We have Mythos very close to Cringe, but nothing happening there, as Nikon now has lost connection to the session, so that's very unfortunate for him. And the AI is arriving now, which is not known to be very fast. Yeah, but we have the back train from Henry now towards the rest of the session, as 7 Echo now overtakes Nikon his AI. And Nex is still in the DRS from Riddleton, so he's doing a very good job actually. I didn't expect that. He might follow Lula for a bit and then makes this gap a bit bigger, as Minico is now real close towards them, as Pixel's now also overtaken Nikon. Fico still on P5, I think just waiting for his time to overtake these guys. As I think Minico might go for a move, or he doesn't. We don't know. Is he going to send it? Maybe a dummy. No, Offerkartoffel keeps his line very nicely, as Max Martin is still following Riddleton on 7 tenths. And Pandish Band and Federacer are still following Henry, and Cringe has a bit of difficulty to follow, as he's 9 tenths away, so he needs to use a bit of his ERS here. As Treadrace is defending very aggressively from Pandish, but nothing happening. But now Pandish has to run. Is he going to put it on the inside? They both have no ERS left. Henry also has no ERS left, so I think only Rullatorn has a lot of ERS left. Minico is still half. I can't see Fico. Fico's still 40%, so he's doing well. As Henry's now driving away from the Chat Racer, almost having that second gap, but I think that the detection zone is over here, so nothing is going to happen. Yeah, I can't invite guys. I don't have Nico on my friend list, I think. No, I don't have him as a friend, so I can't do anything. Ooh, when there's happening a lot of stuff, so let's just focus on that. Offerkartoffel very close towards Minico, and now Fico has to run. He has to go for it. He uses the ERS as Offerkartoffel moves a bit, but now Fico side by side, and he's boxed in Offerkartoffel, and Fico goes for the move as we have a collision further back in the field. But Fico misses the apex and then gets overtaken again. So that's not very optimal. As Max is still very close towards Rullatorn. He might go for an overtake, to be honest. It's 5 tenths. The Ferrari has more tire wear, of course, as we all know. And the Red Bull is very good on its tires, so that might help. Yeah, towards this might helping Max Martin to go for a possible overtake. If he spams his ERS here, I reckon he can go for it, but it depends if Rullatorn is going to counter. Max Martin just maybe wants to like stay in the DRS zone and recharge his ERS for a bit. As we have this little group, and Henry has now broken away from Bandish Band, having a 1.5 second gap, and Threat Racer is behind him in P8, and Cringe also still hanging on for his dear life for the DRS. Having a lot of difficulty with the rear end, as you can see, as Max Martin is very close, 1 tenth, and Offerkartoffel goes for the move on Minico, hugs the inside, takes the position. Nothing real special, but it was a good overtake. As Minico is now battling it, but I think he has to concede. He can't go side by side in this corner, but he can force Offerkartoffel off his line and maybe send it over here. No, he stays behind. Misses the apex. No, he doesn't. Slots in. Fico still in P5. I think he wants to go for his move, but it's a bit frustrating what happens in front of him. And Max Martin is now really close towards Rullatorn. 4 tenths away. Doing a a very good job. When is he going for the overtake? Is he going now for it? I think he's a bit too far away if he doesn't use any ERS. Let's put on telemetry. Can do that. As Minico now goes for the move again over Kartoffel, is Faiko also going for it? He's sending it down the inside. Is now side by side. It's very tight, but can't make the move. Now a big slide from Kartoffel here, and now Faiko goes into the side and has the inside. He has to hug it now to really overtake Kartoffel here for good, and he now has the position. But is Kartoffel going to use any of his ERS? No, he doesn't. And we have, oh, I missed that. I'm very sorry. We have Max Maarten, who has overtaken Rullatorn here. So that's very big for Max Maarten. Oh, yeah. I will try and accept. I hope I can invite him then. Can't see him in my friend list. Very ideal, all this. Nikon. I can only invite him to watch, so that's not very ideal as well. But let's just focus on the race. As we have a safety car and we now missed that because we had to invite Nikon. As Threat Racers out of the race, I don't know what happened. It's a bit sad. I'm sorry, Nikon, but I can't invite you. I will try to invite you to the next session, or we might restart it. I leave that up to Gizmo. But now it's very interesting what's going to happen, as we have all these guys. And still, on the same time, we have a very small sprint race now, as the safety car has to go in this lap already. So this can cause a lot of chaos, and I'm a bit gutted that we missed what happened with Threat Racer, as he had a very good race till so far. As Pandish now in P6, he's doing a great job. Henry in P7, so he lost the position towards Pandish. I don't know what happened there. And then we have Ryu in the Haas, taking the position of where Threat Racer was. So he's doing quite well. Yeah, let's see what happens. Wops is also now climbing up to P13. Doing the best he can. And let's see what Cringe also can do. But does the safety car go in this lap? That's the question. Or is it going to stay out for one more? I think it does. And then it will go in. Yeah, it will stay out for one more. Minico in that P3 position, as Faiko has overtaken Overkutov, as we saw. Yeah, but this will be a lot of chaos, as I reckon Rullatorn wants to start on the pole position. But Max Maarten he just stayed in a DRS with Rullatorn, and he had the opportunity to overtake him, and he did. So I can't really say much about it, and it's very impressive from Max Maarten, keeping up with Rullatorn, such a fast driver. But now everything can happen, of course, as Faiko is burning a bit of fuel, seeing that on his limiter. You don't want to be on board with his car, as it will air rape you. But yeah, everyone now has 100% of ERS. Only Pandish and Henry are now still recharging, but they will have 100 ERS on the restart as well. And yeah, I reckon this safety car will go in this lap, and we go racing again with Max Maarten leading. So when the safety car crosses that line from sector 2, it's say in this lap, and else we have a glitch, which would be very sad. But it is going in, safety car in this lap, as it says in Dutch. Might change the language to English for the next session. As Max now can determine the pace. I reckon he goes as late as possible, so to break the toe. Let's see. He's still not going, and now he goes for the floor sit. Rullatorn very Very good on the restart, only 2.5 tenths back, as Faiko now is very close towards Minico, but he slots in behind. And Max Martin is leading this second last lap, the penultimate lap. Ruletorn 3 tenths now away from Max, diving into that slipstream, but I don't know if he's going to overtake him. He's going for the move, sends it, but he's not alongside. And now he is, and now Max Martin has to leave the space, and they're probably going side by side to this corner because it's one of the last laps of the race. As they go side by side, very clean driving. He sends it into the inside here, which switches them back onto the outside, but Max Martin keeps the position as we have a lot of squabbling in the back as well, but we'll probably focus on this because it's more important. No offense. Can Ruletor now overtake Max Martin on the end of this big straight? Minico is spinning it because he's touching the apex. Oh, that's so unfortunate. But he's fine. He's not crashing or colliding into someone. And now Ruletorn will overtake Max Martin because of the slipstream, but they're going side by side again. These guys are really giving us a show, but Ruletorn is in front. And they are going side by side through the center. SSS Vico is now in P3, and we have a big squabble behind as well, but everyone is coming through that. And Max Maarten kept his position, and this is one of the last chances for Ruletorn to overtake. So he must go for it, as they both have no ERS. Ruletorn goes on the outside, gets pushed off a bit, but it's all fair and clean. As Vico is also fighting with Offerkartoffel as Ruletorn goes for the inside. Does not have a lot of industry, so that's good. Offerkartoffel very close towards Vico as well. This is a real exciting ending of the race. And Ruletorn has one chance on the straight, but that will be a photo finish. And there will be no DRS, and he's missing the apex, so I don't think he's going to get it. Max Maarten will probably win this race, as he has more ERS as well. And I don't think Ruletorn can breach this gap of 4 tenths and still win it. So Max Maarten is now deploying all of his ERS. Ruletorn has no ERS anymore. Max Maarten is going to win the sprint race of the Brazilian Grand Prix and start on pole position. As we have Vico in P3, Offerkartoffel in P4, Pandish with an absolute exquisite result, P5, P6 by Henry. And then the Haas is taking 2 points, very good, as Grinch also got up one position, and I think I saw 7 Echo in P9, which is crazy from 7 Echo. Starting in the points, he does not get a point for this result, and he's the driver of the day as well, which I think is pretty accurate if you drive off Tauri to P9. We'll use this one, and then we'll use the incidents as well. That's it. So Max Maarten wins the sprint race, starts on pole, Ruletorn losing that position unfortunately for him, but a very exciting race it gave us. Vico going up towards P3, P5 very good from him, and Offerkartoffel P4, and then Pandish Pan in P5, very good result by him. As I still cannot invite Nikon, so I can't really do much about that. So 7 Echo needs to invite him. I can't do anything about that, unfortunately.